Alright. Good morning, everyone. Why is this? There we go. Sorry. Took a little longer because caffeine is important this early in the morning. Let me go ahead and just. I mean, we'll just go with story. Alright, so I do have that set up now. Ta-da! Trying to think where we left off last. Oh, right. They were gonna meet up somewhere. They're meeting up somewhere because starting the art club. In the meantime, I'm just kind of relaxing a bit because this is gonna be a good bit of reading. Alright. So.
Wallace!
Oh. High energy caprice. That's a way to start the stream off. It's nice to see you again. How's it going?
No.
Those are the voices I had. I'm not joining this club thing, if that's what you're thinking.
Come on!
What? Word on the street that pizza was involved. Priorities. Pizza first, art second. Besides, I don't think I can deal with both of you without some backup. I'm not that much trouble, am I? Remind me who persuaded me into agreeing to this again. You got a point. You're the last person who should be agreeing with her. Oh yeah, that does remind me. The fact that this is the last scene in the chapter. Not gonna lie. If this scene only takes me like 5 to 6 minutes, I'm gonna be angry with myself. Smiling and sitting back in an old wooden chair, I take a look around. Take a look about the noisy room. Everyone inside must be thankful for the heat being turned up. The weather outside had been freezing before we entered. There's a certain charm to the restaurant, giving its exposed, aging brick wall and wooden furniture, however hard it may be. It takes a bit of speaking up for us to hear each other over the busily chatting couples and groups around us, but like Dad said, the more people at a restaurant, the better the food will be. I noticed Eileen eyeing Wallace's beer in an unsubtle manner, the large glass perspiring away like on a commercial. I'd taken his apparent age as just his beard making him look older, but I guess he really does have a few years on us. Man, I miss beer. It goes so well with this. Here, I was thinking you were too far uptight to do something like underage drinking. Remember to, trying to remember how I had Eileen's voice. Remember the trip to Europe me and my family took last year? You think I just drank soda over there? Well,
Seriously?
I was in Munich, Wallace. I mean, really? Yes, Germany. I think. Anyways, Frieza and I can only smile at her little lecture. Don't be so sad, Eileen. Don't be sad, Eileen. It's only a couple more years, then you can drink all you want. The look of pure and unrelenting disdain Eileen gives her at being reminded of the way goes gleefully ignored, which is probably for the best. Pizza. Our chatter is interrupted by the arrival of a waiter, a witty young man clad in a red and black uniform. It's impressive how well he maneuvers all of our pizzas and sides onto the table, all of our mouths watering as they steam away. But a curt please enjoy. He leaves us to our feast. Damn, they're fast here.
Exactly!
Best pizza in the pizza place in the city. How many have you actually tried? Doesn't matter, since I've already tried this place. She says, busily shoving a sliced pizza into her mouth. Eileen starts on hers, but mine catches the eye of Wallace.
Huh?
Vegetarian? You're not a leaf eater, are you? He says this with genuine concern in his voice. I just like the taste. The answer satisfies him as he goes to work on his own. The fact it's a meat lover's pizza is less than surprising. Think you could take the wallet hit for tonight?
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, no problem. It's a little sad how obviously she's trying to convince herself of the fact that the only reason I'm not having a quick check myself is because I budgeted the trips days in advance, and even Wallace looks like he's doubting himself a little. Ah, yes. Financial responsibility. Make this a reminder, chat. Always check to see if you can actually afford. Sorry, give me 1 second. But yeah, always make sure you can afford the spendings. Been there, done that. Ancient history. Yada 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 yada. Anyways. Such is life of a struggling college student. Been there, done that. Didn't last long. Sure is. I really need to get a job. Don't have one either. I'm planning to get one. And when will you?
Huh?
Soon. Eileen just grimaces. She got me. I was working at the store, Wallace. Not exactly riveting, but it's living. As I turn to Eileen, she just shrugs as she pulls out another slice. No job and no excuse like studying. Guess I'm a slacker like Caprice. Given her apartment, surprised that she could afford to live in that area and pay her tuition at the same time. I have to admit, I am envious of how she seems to have her life together, and I've never met someone so independent, yet doing such a good job at it. Wallace momentarily brings his phone up to his cheek. The time spurs. Wallace momentarily brings up his phone to check the time spurs Caprice into action. Her twisting about her seat, fussing around with her coat draped over the bag, takes everyone's attention.
Caprice!
She finally rights herself after a few moments, her own phone proudly in hand. Like to exchange phone numbers. As a club, we have to stay in contact. I quickly turn to grab my phone while Caprice tries to talk a very reluctant Wallace into going along with her plan. His jury lugs makes me feel a little sorry for him, especially as he cracks and gives up. At least she and I are already sorted. It wasn't long after we met that Caprice asked to exchange contact details with me. I take my phone in hand and look to Eileen instead, who looks up from eating with little interest. Don't want to? She just shrugs. I feel myself deflate a little from the excitement of earlier, having overestimated how close we managed to become. I don't really use it much. Reading room as she glances about, she reluctantly pulls out an ancient-looking flip phone. I can't help but stare in stunned silence at such a relic. Oh, that hurts to read. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna save the screenshot because. Oh. Oh, wait, no, hold on. I know who to send this to. Okay. No, I get it. It's not that weird, is it? I just never had use for a fancy one. It's definitely weird. I was gonna try to get everyone on this group messaging app too. What's wrong with calling? You know that's that you know that thing phones were made for? It's called anxiety. Goes like, I know I'm not the only one where it's like, send me a text, cool. Send me memes, cool. Instantly call me, it's like, oh shit. Thought I had a possibly messaging Eileen starts to vanish. I can't imagine her actually wanting to text anyone with that thing. And even the idea of calling somebody fills me with anxiety. Me! As for Eileen, I think I might have inadvertently disappointed her by not tempering Caprice's reaction. With the quiet falling over the table, we ended up concentrating on our cooling pizza rather than our phones. So I was right? Best pizza place. At least Caprice's enthusiasm and bright nature comes in useful sometimes. The mood instantly lifting. You're right. Wallace gives a thumbs up as he tries to grab some cheese coming off the slice he's working on. They don't skimp on toppings, do they? Alright, listen up everybody. My first executive decision as club president coming here is now a regular event.
No.
Don't try your luck. You got my art room and a warm body for numbers that you need. That's it.
Eileen.
So cold. Come on, Eileen. I'll come here with you. Don't worry. See, Allison's a true friend. She slips her arm around mine and pulls us together tightly, not knowing how I should react. I know, nervously smiling while feeling myself blushing from the contact. I guess I'm just happy to hear her call me a friend. At least you got Caprice with you as company during the day, for better or worse. Come on, Eileen. You're not jealous, are you? You and I can hang out at the club all the time now, too. Are you trying to make me reconsider it? Caprice satisfies herself with a pouting as she takes a big bite from her pizza. Eileen might have agreed to the club, but I do wonder if the two will ever really get along. It's probably for the best that I'll be around to mediate. I'm glad things turned out this way in the end. Something about Eileen feels different from my high school friends or Caprice. Every time we become a little closer, it feels like a small victory. As Caprice grins at me, I realize that I'm smiling widely, and I guess things really did turn out well.
Hey, Eileen?
Yes?
Oh. Hold on.
Hello?
Alright, go back here.
How do you say cheers in Germany?
Usually Prost. Why?
She looks suspicious until Caprice raises her glass of lemonade. The other side of the table groans loudly, but I've already begun to lift my glass in preparation. Now left awkwardly dangling it in
We're
midair.
not doing this.
Come on, this is a celebration, right?
Wallace, help me out here.
Come on, Wallace. Give in. Give in. Wallace pauses, a piece of pizza hovering before his mouth. His dreary stare down makes it clear that he's here for the pizza alone and not having a bar of this. Damn. Damn. At this point, Eileen lets it drops, the neutral party going back to his meal.
You're still here celebrating, though. See? Allison's all in for it.
Well, that's one way to drag me into this. All I can do is awkwardly smile and an apology as the others grimace. While they might hesitate to follow our diminutive new leader, Wallace and Eileen begrudgingly lift their glass in solidarity with me. Even if her enthusiasm might not be matched, there is some sense of camaraderie between us all. As I raise my glass, I realize that a familiar feeling is no longer weighing me down. For the first time in a long while, I don't feel the unease of loneliness. In the end, maybe that's enough for me to toast this new club and the friends in it.
To our new art club. Prost!
Prost!
Wallace. Now I really regret ending the last stream where I did, just because of the fact that this was the last scene. And I could just start at Act 2 today. Okay, yeah, so no, that took me about... that took me about 20 minutes. Don't worry, everything's fine. I'm just angry at myself. Also, at the same time, if you are enjoying the content, be sure to drop a follow as well. And as usually, as much as I go for chilling out, plugs and all that. Oh, also, I do remember this week also, pretty much, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, VODs are being uploaded to YouTube. And I do believe today, part 2 of Samayuni is now uploaded on the video on there as well. I think. Let me double check. Wait, hold on. There was supposed to be a video that was. I was supposed to have a video load up today. Sorry. Save. Alright, so there may do this. I'm just gonna go back to the screen right quick, and I need to figure this out. So give me like 5 minutes. Okay, sorry about that. I just wanted to double check something. Because usually there would be an alert in Discord about about the upload. Which also too, at the same time, if you look down below, you too can also join the community discords. And I also realized I never saved the first playthrough. I never saved day 1 of First Snow. Yeah, no, I don't have it. It's lost to the void forever. Alright, so also again, not sorry, I'm just also just wanna Alright, cool, we got that. Alright, everyone out. Caprice and I step out onto the busy sidewalk per Eileen's order. The chatty girl leaning through the passenger door as Eileen tries to get the car going again. Given a long stretch to help my stiff bag, I do my best to keep out of the way. After the news of Eileen's owning a car leaked out, Caprice's mind immediately set about organizing Dark Club's first outing. Inspiration for our art, as she called it, but it was obviously an excuse to hang out. With things have gone this awry, I feel a little bad for going along with the idea despite Eileen's reluctance. Their investigations apparently come to nothing. Caprice rights herself as the car falls silent. Eileen closes the door behind her with some force before plodding around to us, frustration written all over her face. It's like the engine won't idle at all. Serves me right for buying secondhand. Know why it's not working?
No.
No idea. She looks a little sheepish for not having the answer on hand, but I can't say I blame her. As the two of us mull over our options, we become distracted by Caprice and her wide grin. She has a plan cooked up already, for better or worse.
Caprice.
What are you smiling about now? I got this. Just stay right here. I gotta make a call.
Catch you later!
Eileen and I grimace at each other in unison, but Caprice bounces off down the street before either of us can object. Getting the phone from her pocket as she walks off, she flits between the people around her while unbothered by the ice on the sidewalk. The background hum of people chatting and cars passing by takes over once again as we find ourselves at loose ends. Not like we can go anywhere else anyway. You're not gonna try and stop her? Think she'd listen to me if I tried? That's a fair point. Both of them are rather stubborn, so I suppose it's inevitable they clash sometimes. On the bright side of all the places to break down, here isn't so bad. Weather's not too chilly, and it's nice to observe people sometimes, especially when they're bundled up in cute winter outfit. Some of the city workers in the distance are already beginning to set up the downtown Christmas tree, providing some entertainment for the people walking by as they struggle with the unwieldy thing. Things will change as last-minute Christmas shoppers and sale hunters start rushing around, but right now it's a pleasant atmosphere. Turning back to Eileen, she doesn't seem as content to patiently pass the time people watching as I am. I'm gonna go grab coffee. Want one? Please? Please? I need more coffee. I'm fine. Probably having a bit too much of it lately. No such thing. Never such a thing as too much coffee. There's no such thing as too much. Glad we're on the same page there. As I shake my head at her offer, Eileen simply shrugs and begins strolling down the road in the opposite direction to Caprice. Rather than dance around the crowd, people make way for Eileen as she moves. Her gaze fixed and noticeably taller than most. With little to do now but watch the car, I huffed into my gloved hands a couple times to try and warm them. At least the aquarium should be warmer if we ever manage to finish the trip there. Just as I'm about to settle in and watch the passing crowd, the phone in my pocket begins to vibrate and ring. Not sure who it could be. I quickly grab for it. Dad? Without a second thought, I swipe my finger on the screen to pick up the call.
Hi.
Dad. Hi. Hey, sweetie. It's good to hear your voice again. How are things? The sound in the crowds fade away as I listen to him, a comfortable warmth coming over me as I feel insulated from their gaze and focus on the conversation. Things are good, I guess. Haven't caught you at a bad time, have I? I could call back later. No, just out with friends. He gives his usual weird laugh, sounding more like air moving through closed teeth than normal full belly chuckle. It never fails to make me smile all the same, though. What's that about? Just relieved to hear. We've all been worried about you finding new friends after such a big change. What with changing schools and moving out. Thinking to the people I met in school, I guess I really have. Breeze pulled me into our orbit. While he seems nice and caring for all his intimidating size, and then there's Eileen. They might be a bit odd, but they're all caring in their own ways. It's funny how art seems to have drawn us all together, each in a different way. Before I respond, I vaguely hear my mother's voice in the background. Your mother said to ask if things are going okay at home. Everything's good. Rose has been a big help with everything. That's vastly understanding. If it weren't for her, I don't know how I would have coped. Not just for the constant homework and errands, but also for being away from everyone and everything I knew before. That's a mood. I might still have my ups and downs, but the last thing I want to do is stress them out over me. That's good to hear. Hopefully it'll take a bit of stress off a certain someone. Tell Rose hello for us if you remember.
Sure thing.
Can do. How's everyone there? Your brothers are a pain in the ass like always, for one. Right on cue, one of them loudly complains in the background. As you can tell. How's Lucy? Same as always. She's sleeping in the other room. Hey, night owls. I hear my mother's voice again in the background. Ah, right. She knocked the mug off the counter the other day. Your mom gave her a good scolding. I think she's acting out with you around. Oh, wait. Lucy's a cat? I can't help but laugh. But oh, yeah, I can't help but laugh imagining it. My mom is exasperated with my cat. Yeah, okay, so Lucy's the cat. I want to see more. I want to see Lucy. I want to see more of Lucy. Anyways, we're getting by. It ain't the same without you though. In a whisper voice, he continues. It's hard to get a moment of peace around here. Make sure you give your mother a call sometime, okay? I'll call her. Don't worry. Atta girl. Anything worrying you on your mind? No, things are good. I realized my mistake the moment I answer. I haven't spoken up just a little too quickly to make it seem natural. My mind starts to replay embarrassing situations I've been in. The constant concerns and worries of living alone. The loneliness. Dad's calming voice cuts through, interrupting my spiraling thought. I better let you get back to your friends. Hope I'm not keeping you away. It's fine. I'm just happy to hear you again. We miss you too. Christmas around here will be a lot warmer once you're back for the holidays. We're gonna miss you at Nana's this year. I really can't wait to see all of you again. I'll be looking forward to it too. Love you.
Take care.
Bye. A few seconds pass before a familiar beeping of the ended call tone rings in my ear. Putting away the phone, I feel like I should be happy to have spoken to my family again. That couldn't be any further from what I was feeling though. The horrible lump in my throat only gets worse as I stare down glumly at the dirty snow on the sidewalk. My heart hurts. The taste of my mother's food, my old bedroom, all the friends I left behind when I went to college, my cat, they all come flooding back. It's just homesickness. I dealt with this before and more than once. The fact that it'll pass doesn't help right now though. Noticing I lean through the crowd, coffee cup in hand as she sips away. I take a long breath and try to steady myself. I don't want to look weird in front of her, getting all sulky in the middle of the street. That was quick. Hey, Calvary's here too. She jerks her head towards the top of the street in answer to my confusion. Caprice frantically ways to flag someone down. Their little car sliding into a parking spot not far from where Eileen ended up. Looks well cared for despite its age. All Eileen and I can do is stare as the driver opens the door and steps out. I'm more than a little surprised when I recognize her being another student from college. She looks to be about our age despite her ladylike appearance, her tall figure dressed in a smart trench coat and scarf. It's quite fashionable look and hardly who I expected to arrive. As Caprice excitedly chats, I feel myself shrink behind Eileen a little out of shyness. She looks much more apathetic about the whole affair, simply taking a long sip of her coffee. Getting on Eileen's good side made me forget how unsociable she could be.
Ta-da! Found a mechanic right nearby.
Yippee! I feel a little sheepish for assuming the worst of her little mission. Caprice seems to be very friendly with the woman, but it's hard to read how much into given that Caprice's personality.
Hi, I'm Millie. The two of us are roommates.
Oh. I think we found Kaida another blonde.
Mechanic might be stretching things a bit far, but I should be able to help.
And now, Millie, it's time for you to meet my art club. Introducing Eileen and Allison.
All I can do is give a weak smile as Eileen snorts in a weary disapproval. Like it or not, looks like we're part of this misadventure for good.
I could have sworn there was already an art club.
Aria, still waking.
That one is garbage. Mine is the cool art club.
So that's what you've been so happy about lately. Shame on me for thinking you were ever jealous of my position in the writing club.
Is that what all of this is about? Caprice wanted to be on level with a friend? I guess it worked out well for us anyway.
So you're in charge of the writing club?
The current leader's graduating at the end of this semester, so he's handing the reins to me. Seems I made a good impression on him?
And the rest of the club doesn't get a say?
That's how it works. I like to call it a stable line of succession.
That's one way to put it.
Speaking of which, I need to get back to the writing I was doing before I got that phone call. Your car had issues?
Yeah, engine died without any warning. Managed to coast it to the side of the road. Eileen doesn't seem exactly taken with the situation. Millie's explanation of her being a writer not explaining her ability to fix a car. We don't have much option but to put our faith in her at this point. I'm guessing Caprice gave you a briefing. Need me around to start the thing? Oh, let me. Eileen narrows her eyes, but eventually sighs and chucks her keys at the girl. Caprice's momentary hesitation shows she expected that to work no more than I did.
Okay, fine.
Just don't go for a drive or something. I assure you, you haven't seen me actually angry yet. The seriousness of her tone seems to penetrate a little. Of course, Caprice being Caprice, it doesn't take long for her to bounce back. Now then, let's fix this thing.
Let's see what I can do.
Right, let's have a look. She gives us a confident smile before popping the hood. Caprice takes on the job of her assistant. To Millie's credit, she looks like a natural as she quickly moves this and that around to appear inside. If you don't need us, we'll go for a short walk, alright?
Yeah.
Got it. The meaning of "we" becomes clear as Eileen puts a hand around my shoulder to direct me. Two of us walking off beside each other, leaving the two to their work. It feels a little weird to have Eileen's arm around my back and holding my shoulder as we walk side by side. Even if it is to guide me, she takes a long while to let go. You sure you're alright leaving them alone? Not at all. Not like I could do anything to actually help, though. All I can do is awkwardly laugh it off. I don't have the first clue on even day-to-day maintenance for a car after all, so maybe staying out of the supposed mechanic's way might be for the best. At least it broke the ice a bit. I still feel a little unsure when I'm alone with her. You never seem to get a good read on Eileen. Every time we walk up, I end up getting caught in her pace. Even now, I'm not sure why she pulled me away to walk with her. No, that's not quite true. She must have noticed me being depressed earlier, even if she isn't saying anything about it. Given how she also invited me over for dinner when I was hungry, it seems she really does care for me despite her stoic exterior. As she drops off her empty cup into a bin as we pass, I realize it's gonna be up to me to raise the subject. So, you saw me earlier, huh? You did get, there's my brain getting some of this. You did look a bit bummed when you got off the phone. Didn't want to bring it up if you didn't, though. She left me no choice.
Sorry.
I miss talking to my family after so long. Sorry for being so flustered. Nothing to be sorry for. It's only natural.
Huh?
So you're homesick, huh? Sometimes. Moving out for the first time's a big deal. You don't need to beat yourself up over feeling stressed.
Thank you.
Thanks. I thought I was doing okay, but when I heard my dad's voice again, it reminded you of what you're away from. I give a simple nod. She doesn't seem to be speaking in an overly soft or caring tone, but she's listening carefully. I appreciate it, really. It doesn't come off as patronizing. I can't imagine living alone. I have no idea how you do it. She gives an absent-minded shrug. Not really fussed about that sort of thing. Besides, Wallace drops by sometimes, and you're welcome as well. It's good that you have a roommate to get along with, though. That helped. I get the feeling Eileen's circling around what she actually wants to say as she looks to me. I think she realizes that the game is up. The two of us stopping as she turns in front of me.
Allison.
We're all freshmen here. You, me, Caprice. We're all away from family and trying to find our niche. If you want to talk or vent, we're around. Wallace told me you talked. So you have that big oaf as well. That's it, I guess. I might have thought I didn't want to worry her, but her reassurances are more comforting than I guess they'd be. Even as I manage to gather myself, I can't help but smile. I know it's a little selfish, but it's sort of nice to have someone worried over me. To my surprise, she brings her hand to my head and starts ruffling my hair. It's hard to read her expression as she does so, but I don't feel put off at all. Quite the opposite. She pauses for a moment, face stuck. Sorry if you don't. It's fine. I had only managed to splutter words out my dumb smile better at getting the message across. Take a cue, she begins petting my head once more. I forgot how much I miss simple physical interaction, as awkward as she might be about it. A hug might be more normal, but somehow it's hard to imagine Eileen doing that. It's not a secret I'm not great at this kind of thing. Just keep in mind what I said. Just keep what I said in mind, alright? I will. Everyone's here to help me. I'll remember that. Removing her hand, Eileen and I start heading back towards the car side by side. It's easy for someone who's outgoing to comfort another, but it feels somehow more sincere from a loner like Eileen. She makes an extra effort for my sake. Somehow I feel a little warmer than I did before as we walk back. Maybe the weather's improved, but I doubt that's it. I guess you've had experience living alone, haven't you?
Huh?
Me? Just moved out for college, same as you. So we're in the same situation, yet Eileen has everything so together that she can offer me help like this. Moreover, she's known so this entire time. I just signed defeat. College really has driven home how everyone's different. Sure has. The reason for the dreariness in her voice becomes apparent as I follow her gaze, Caprice happily bouncing out of the car and shutting the door as we stroll up. Everyone's sure is different.
Hey!
Hey guys! The impromptu mechanic appears finished as well, righting herself and closing the hood after poking around inside. She absentmindedly wipes sweat off her forehead, leaving some grease on her face before realizing her error. Whoops. Well, gets us fixed for now. Looks like the fuse went. Nothing major. I've done what I can out here, but it needs a proper fix back at a shop. This will get you going, though. Eileen's impressed look is shared by me. Being so handy is a good trait to have, and she did come all the way here just to help us. I'm impressed. Fixed cars before. I was about to recommend taking my dad's auto shop, actually.
Sure.
Your dad's shop is good as any other. I'll sort something out this afternoon. This is where I shake your hand and thanks, but you know, oh, the grease stains on the hands and the CG. Oh my god. Millie gives a self-deprecating smile in response. Caprice passes her handkerchief from pocket, with Millie quickly uses to wipe her hands as best as she can. Hey, since you're already here, I'll let you get I'll let y'all get on your art club adventure. I have other things I need to do. Sorry.
Have fun.
With that, we give our farewells to Millie as she heads back towards her car. Her momentary churlish grin towards the deflated caprice doesn't go unnoticed. Eileen snatched meet the leader of the campus writing club. Oh boy, more achievements. Eileen snatches her keys back from the girl's hand, wasting no time in addressing both of us. Now, are we finally going to the aquarium?
Yeah!
She beams brightly, her smile proving infectious. Turning to me, Eileen's emerald eyes stare back in my own, checking my reaction after the day's event. As rough as she might be, Eileen really does care about others.
Eileen.
Let's go, Eileen. With this, she gives one of those few smiles she dares gives. It feels like a reward to see them, and I find myself wanting to see them more and more. Oh, so gay. I will never get tired of that transition. Oh, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and save. And we will be right back after this small break. Okay, I'm back. Sorry that took longer than I thought it would have. I briefly wonder who's in the art room as I proceed along the second floor hallway. Well, less wonder and more hope. Caprice will be there. I have little doubt of that, but I'm starting to enjoy being around Eileen. Her paintings are nice to see, and anytime I manage to make her warm to me, feels somehow rewarding. Someone like Caprice smiles all the time, and the moment we sat beside each other in a biology lecture, my fate was sealed as she began chatting to me without prompting. While I don't mind that at all, I find her bubbly attitude uplifting. If a little more overbearing. There's little about her that she keeps to herself. When Eileen gives praise or even just smiles, it feels genuinely earned, and I think that's the difference. Upon reaching the door and opening it, the otherwise empty room is filled with the greeting of a certain loud girl sitting at the table with a sketchbook in front of her, and she takes a brief break from her work.
Hi!
Good afternoon, Allison.
Hey.
Hi. You look cheerful as usual. I'm super ready for today's art club meeting. She pumps her fist as I walk in, earning a sincere, if weary, smile. I feel a little bad for my first reaction upon entering being disappointed. Giving her earnest sense of friendship with me. Shrugging it off, I pile my books onto another table and take a couple pencils from the side of the table which Caprice has commandeered. A glance at the sketchbook Caprice has been sketching makes me stop in my track. I have to look up at her and back down again just to confirm that it was done by the same person. Her casual doodles were cute, but she has a real talent for the stuff now that I see more of her serious work. I never really questioned how much Caprice has practiced her art. Now think about it, I'm left with a little chastisement for underestimating how much effort she puts into this hobby. Motivated to try a bit harder myself, I take a seat and open one of my notebooks, flipping through to a mostly empty page. I pondered for a moment before setting out sketching a cat where they were all. Oh. I guess I'm still a little EP today. I pondered for a moment before setting about sketching a cat. They were always my favorite subject to doodle. I lose track of time as I start getting into it, trying to replicate Caprice's shading from memory. It's only when Caprice pipes up with another greeting that I take a break. Eileen strides through the doorway as I look up, giving quick perfunctory wave to the both of us. She looks barely awake, but given how tired she always looks, it's hard to say if it's any worse than usual. I feel this. Like, this is shit. That is just a mood. As we exchange greetings and Caprice gets back to her sketching, Eileen's eyes fall on my notebook. Without breaking stride, she turns on a ball of her high boots and to take a detour from her easel and peer at my work. Eileen's figure looms above as she stands in front of me, fingers pressed on the top of my sketchbook as she looks down. It conjures up feelings I haven't felt since middle school, as if a student shrieking before a teacher. I haven't done this in a while, have you?
Sorry.
Why you're apologizing? If you haven't, you haven't. You have the fundamentals right at least, which only comes with practice. Finger skates back and forth on paper, pointing out this and that. Musculature looks off, but that's a pain at best time for But that's pain at the best of times for animals. Try to draw from reference instead of relying on what your mind thinks something looks like. A weight feels as if it's been lifted from my shoulders. It's not exactly high praise, but the fact she was willing to give me pointers feels like validation. You like cats? I have one back home. Explains it. More of a dog person myself, really. Ever had one? Would have been nice, but my parents weren't interested in the idea. Sounds like you and your parents don't get along very well.
No.
We don't. Oh. The pet thing has nothing to do with it. They wanted me to go into one of their approved careers, and I didn't. I thought it would be something more complicated. Sometimes things really are as simple as they seem. I'm sure things will work out eventually. Sure, things will work out eventually. That's nice. Open my mouth to respond with but the tone of behind her words make it clear that she considers this discussion over. The air goes cold between us, leaving me at a loss for words as my shoulder slumps in defeat. All I meant to do was cheer her up. As she steps over to another table and pulls off her coat, Caprice gleefully fills the awful silence with her bubbly voice.
Allie!
Hey, have you tried doing other stuff as well? What do you mean? You know, other kinds of art. There's oil, watercolor, pottery, fletching. I paint and do sketch work, so it's not like you need to keep to one thing or another. I can get some pottery stuff if you want. Eileen barely restrains herself from rolling her eyes. By harassing the poor professor into giving you some kindling time and clay.
No!
It's not harassment, it's negotiating. I think I'll be fine for now. Eileen gives one final piece of advice as she turns towards the cupboard, taking advantage of the lull from Capri, focusing on her own work. Don't worry about her, just keep at it. Practice might not make perfect, but it will get you close. I'm sure Eileen means well with her efforts at teaching, but it's a vast change to the way I'm used to draw as a kid and in high school. Being a little more than occasional scribbles when ideas struck. Barely having time to put pencil to paper, a clatter in front of the room draws the attention of both Caprice and I. As Eileen fiddles, both of us gets up to see what's happening. What's up? Staying at the old wooden cabinet in front of the room, Eileen gives a couple more sharp tugs at the door with all her usual gentleness before turning to Caprice. The door to the cabinet is locked. Nah, they never lock it after class. So she bounces over to Eileen and takes the handle and grips, giving it several pulls at various creative angles in case it's jammed. At the one last try, hard enough to have her feet slipping on the floor. Could you say that again? I didn't quite catch what you said. As they face off, I take a look at the cabinet between them. It's the type of lock I've tried before, but not particularly high end. Then again, I've never done this with two people peering over my shoulder. As they both look to me, I realize there isn't any backing down now. Glancing out the door to make sure there isn't anyone listening in, I continue on. I could maybe try picking it.
What?
You can do that?
Seriously?
Someone sure has a knack for skills that upstanding people shouldn't have. All I can do in response is, well, Eileen's not exactly wrong. Even if I do like to think I only use such things when I should. Don't really have much of an option. Think you could do it? Accepting my fate, I get up and hold my hands towards them. I'll need a couple paper clips. Taking to my feet once more, Eileen and Caprice looks more dubious than impressed. Well, did you get it? little more confident than Caprice. Her fades have been plastered right beside the lockout of curiosity as I work. I take a long breath and reach out to the handle, giving a timid tug. Relief in the room is palpable as the old door creaks open, revealing shelf upon shelf of supplies. Awesome! Caprice gives a tight hug from behind in appreciation and excitement, leaving me to awkwardly laugh off the praise as Eileen starts taking her paint and brushes. As she writes, oh, sorry, oh, big yawn. As she writes herself and Caprice detaches herself from me, Eileen gives a couple of claps on the shoulder with her free hand. You did good. Where, or maybe I should say, why did you pick up a skill like that? I just like learning things. Taking an interest in the conversation, Caprice leans back towards us. What kind of things? Other cool stuff like that? Just things. Schoolwork wasn't too hard, so instead of studying, I ended up teaching myself stuff like how to pick locks and tinker with different machines to keep myself occupied. Are you aware of how sketchy that sounds? It's pretty sketchy, if you know what I mean.
Oh!
It's not about doing bad things, they're just puzzles. The point is working them out, not getting free stuff. When I put it that way, I guess it is pretty useless to learn. That's pretty funny to be saying right now. Caprice nudges Eileen, who raises an eyebrow. She makes a decent point. Hoping that no staff were around to notice what just happened, I throw the twisted paper clips into a bin before heading to my table as Caprice takes to hers and Eileen sits herself at her easel. Without further ado, we each set to work. It's a nice atmosphere with the three of us working away at our own little projects. I'm not sure sketching cats in a notebook really counts as much of a project, but having friends around makes it somehow more meaningful. Okay, as much as I would like to continue, honestly, I'm just gonna end it here because, visual novels are rough. Or, at least for me, talking a lot is rough. In case you haven't figured out that by now, I'm not exactly the most conversative, talkative, about as chatty as Caprice. But yeah, honestly, it's pretty interesting seeing things so far where it's going. I'm sort of curious where it goes from here, but for now, this is where I will end things. The next stream I do believe is Friday with Minecraft. Yeah, Minecraft. So that will be at 10 a.m. Central Time. Again. And I'm actually looking forward to just sort of showing off some of the stuff I've been working on in, well, I say working on, that I was working on in Yellowstone, and actually getting back to work on those. But yeah, once again, if you enjoyed the content or just want to be able to enjoy further content, be sure to hit the follow button as well as on social media and join the Discord to where you can just hang out with us whenever we're not streaming or doing any other stuff. But until then, it's been fun and I will see you next time. Bye bye.